So when you're creating an HTML file, it's important to understand how that file is structured. So if you look at what we have on the screen right now, this is the most basic HTML page, so web page, except that it's missing a very key element. All web pages should include a title. So inside the head should be a title. And don't forget to close the tag. So you should have an end tag at the end of your title. But we should talk about the parts of this. So when we look at it, this right here is not actually part of the web page code itself. This is called a browser declaration. It's there to help the browser know what to expect. So it knows that it's going to be getting HTML, and specifically in this case, HTML5. So if you wanted a different version of HTML from older bygone eras, you would change what went right here. But let's go ahead and look at the parts of the document itself. So let's just look at the part that's actually the web page. So right here, that represents your web page. So starting at HTML and ending at the close tag for HTML. And it's broken up into two parts. So if we go inside, there's a head, which is this part, and then there's a body, which is this part. The head contains things that are not actually page content. So things that don't show up directly to the user, though they may affect what the user sees, it's not actually the page content itself. In fact, this title is not actually part of the page. So if I refresh and save over here, notice that title does not show up over here. If something is in the title and it's showing up over here, that is an error. That means you have confused the browser. Okay, so things here should not show up over here. Like if I start typing right here and hit refresh and save, okay, that showed up not because it should, but because I've typed something that should not be there. And so it is trying to understand what you were trying to do. And it says, oh, well, that's not supposed to be there, but they probably meant for it to be down in the body. So I'll just show it there. Okay, so the only thing that should really go in the head for a beginner is the title. Then we go to the body, okay, and the body is where you're going to put everything you want to actually have show up. So for example, if I started typing hello, notice that it actually updated it real time over here because it understood this is exactly what it should do. Okay, refreshing and saving doesn't change anything because WebLab understood what you were trying to do down here. It didn't understand up here, and so I had to hit refresh and save for the browser to make that decision. So anything that you want visible should go in the body. The only thing that should go in the head right now is the title. If you get deeper into web design, you'll learn more about what other things can go inside the head, and those are usually related to whole site or interactivity or other more advanced things. So there's a basic on the HTML structure, just to review. Your whole page begins with HTML and ends with a closing tag for HTML. It's divided into the head, which is the parts that aren't visible to the user, except that title will show up in the browser tab if it's in its own tab. And then the body, the parts that are part of the page content and visible to the user. And all web pages should follow that basic structure.